Hello class, welcome to today's yoga session. Let's come to Sukhasana. This is our seated with legs crossed pose. Let's sit up as tall as possible, getting very vertical through our torsos, elongating our spines. In today's session, we're going to focus on primarily seated poses and restorative twisting poses. So you can prepare yourself for that. Just sitting in Sukhasana right now. Sitting up nice and tall, you can try to close your eyes and just feel along with your breath and your body. And let's lift our arms overhead while we're seated in Sukhasana right now. Just reach up towards the ceiling, continue to breathe, feel along with that breath. Elongate through our spines, and then exhale, lower your arms down. Brief moment to rest. Inhale, lift again, overhead. Really try to feel the unity of your body and mind as one thing. Exhale, lower your arms down. Inhale, lift your arms back up. And then let's dive forward into forward bend while in Sukhasana right now. So reach forward and bend. As I was saying, really feel the unity of your body and mind as one unit. Know that they are not separate. They need each other, and they are one with each other. You cannot have one without the other at the same time. Some of these poses today might be restful or they might be more fatiguing. If they are restful to you, really try to come into contact with that thought of the mind and body being one unit together. Continue to reach forward and bend, and then straighten back up to neutral. And then let's put our feet together into Baddha Konasana. This is bound angle pose, and sometimes called butterfly pose. So the bottoms of our feet are touching, and we're letting our knees drop towards the floor as far as we can go, using your hands to hold onto your feet as you're in this pose. And let's lean forward slightly, using your hands to pull your torso down just a little bit here. Now it's lengthened back up and sit up straight. You can release from the pose, and let's lengthen out both of our legs into staff pose, Dandasana. So we've done Dandasana before, but it's going to be a little different right now. Let's place both of our hands on the floor and the mat, pressing our hands into the floor. This is going to help lengthen out our spine and give a little lift to our torso. So this is the restorative aspect of the pose right now. Pressing our hands into the floor, giving a little lift to our torsos, taking some of the load off of our spine. And from Dandasana here, we're going to do a double forward bend, double leg forward bend from this posture right here. So just a moment, lift our arms overhead, and then dive forward into that bend. Reach forward as far as you can go, don't exceed your limit. And as your body gets more warmed up, you'll be able to push your body forward more. And you want to do that on the exhale of your breath when you're ready to move forward more. Make sure your head is relaxed and that your gaze is set down at the floor so your head is pointed down. And then let's release slowly, sitting back up straight. And then coming to that lift with our hands pressed into the ground, lengthening our spines out. And then lift overhead, diving forward once more into that forward bend. And there's no need to push beyond your limit. There's no need to get any strains or pulls. Just get the necessary stretch in. And let's relax, release, and sit up straight. We can bend one leg now. So starting with our left leg bent, so that knee is going to be bent and the foot's going to be on the inner thigh of the right leg. You can dive forward into that pose now, bending forward. This is Janu Sirshasana, or single leg seated forward bend. And relax, sit back up, and switch legs and sides. For this pose here, it is the same points as the double leg forward bend, with more of an emphasis on the opposite arm from which leg is forward. So now we're on the left leg forward. You're going to put an emphasis on stretching that right side of your body. So really reaching forward with your right arm. And then relax, sit back up. Now let's keep one knee bent. Now that leg's going to go straight up in the air, and you're going to hug that single leg that's up and bent. So that right leg is up right now, left leg is straight and lengthened on the floor. You're going to hold and hug that right leg towards your body. And the pose accompanying this is Ardha Motsyendrasana. This is a single leg revolving twist pose. So you're going to twist over clockwise now. That left arm is going to go over your right thigh, and you're going to revolve that right arm around you so you can twist. For me, this is a very relaxing and relieving pose, so I take a lot of time here just to relax and feel that stretch in my upper back. So we are primarily stretching the rhomboid group of muscles, which are running deep compared to the trapezius muscle. So that T-shaped muscle that's on your back, the rhomboids are underneath the trapezius muscles. Now let's relax and release the pose, going to the left leg now. So hugging that left leg tight towards the body as we prepare to do the twist on the other side in a moment. And remember to just check in with your breathing and how your body is feeling right now, as well as the mind together with the body. Now let's get ready to revolve and twist counterclockwise now. And notice how my palm is facing away from my body when the arm is over and crossed over the leg. Face your palm away from your body. Feel that stretch in your upper back and your torso. And then release the pose slowly. Let's cross our legs and come to Sukhasana. So now we're going to do Sukhasana with a twist and a rotation. So rotate and twist to your right side, moving clockwise. The same points as the last pose, we're just changing the posture a little bit. And this also changes which muscles are stretched primarily too. So you're going to see more of a lat stretch in this variation of the twist compared to the last one. You can relax, come back to center. And let's move to the other side. Moving counterclockwise now. You also want to sit up nice and tall as you're in this twist right now. Try to lengthen through your spine just like in staff pose. And you can release and come back to center for a moment, and then come to your hands and knees in the tabletop position for cat-cows. And as you're ready for cat-cows, starting with the cat, you can inhale and round your back as much as possible. Hold that position and then breathe normally. So we usually start with a certain part of the breath as inhaling. Let's move to cow now on the exhale. So cat always starts with an inhale and cow starts with an exhale. But you do not have to hold your breath the whole time. You can breathe normally. Inhale for cat. Really round our backs here. If you could look at the video for a second and just notice the shape of my spine when I'm in this pose as I'm in cat. There's a certain C shape to my spine and my back when I'm in this. And then exhale for cow. Notice how the shape of my spine changes when I move to cow. So there is an emphasis on the lumbar spine moving into lordosis, which is that inward curve towards the torso. Inhale for cat, round again. Exhale for cow to arch. Now let's relax and come to that neutral position in tabletop. And then we can sit back onto our heels for Vajrasana, saddle pose. Angle our knees out to the side and just sit back on our heels. Also try to emphasize the lengthening of our torsos and our spines right now. Sit up nice and tall. And try to lean back slightly as I'm doing it right now. Really emphasizing the stretch on the quads. Lean your head back. And then let's dive forward into child's pose now. Reach forward a bit and then rest your head on the mat to relax. And then try to recognize what's going on around you with your body, mind, and the external environment without thinking. So let's unhook from our thinking minds, really just feel our way into it with awareness itself. This is something that you've been learning in meditation as of late. Unhooking from the thinking mind, the ego, the default mode network, whatever you want to call it, small mind, and just feel everything that's going on. Okay, let's change our postures here. We're going to lie down in supine on our backs and just relax for a moment as we transition. Going to do some arm sweeps with a side bend. So this is adding in a new variation to this pose. As we do the arm sweeps, sweep your arms overhead, reach behind you, and then we're going to bend our legs and our arms over to the left in a moment. I'll let you know when I'm moving. We're going to scoot our feet and our legs over to the left, and we're going to reach our arms over to the left side as well. You can take your left hand, holding on to your right hand to help bend it over to the side and pull it towards the ground too as you bend to the left side right now. So our body should be shaped like a C right now. And then the opposite is going to be shaped like a backward C. And then once released, moving back to the middle, their arms overhead. And let's move over to the right side and bend. You can hold on to the opposite hand, pulling it over to the right and towards the floor. Now let's come back to the middle and just relax for a moment with our arms overhead, and then sweep them back down. We're going to try something new now. This is going to be an inverted wall sit, so you can just watch the video and see how I move right now. You can pick a space on an empty wall or a door, and what you're going to do is you're going to get your hips lined up with that space on a wall or a door. You're going to line up your hips to the side, get your legs onto it as well, and then you're going to move onto your back with your butt touching the wall or the door and your legs straight, pointed up towards the ceiling. So this is an inverted wall sit, a version of a restorative pose. I'm just going to sit right here and relax as we transition to the guided meditation session in the Waking Up app. You are on session 19, day 19 in that course, so you're getting very close to the end of it. Hope that's been a lot of help to you, and I hope you've been able to learn the basics and the introduction to meditation, as well as learning that from my beginning meditations. So let's just continue here in inverted wall sit. I'm going to start giving you more meditations in the Waking Up app instead of my recorded sessions, so you can get the most out of the app. So this week you're going to do more of the metta meditations, loving kindness, and you're going to finish up 19 right now. And for the second yoga session posted tomorrow, you're going to be doing number 20. So hope you enjoyed this session today, and I'll see you back again for the second session this week.